given a commitment to doing the work, and they have given support to doing the work, and that's vital. I can't do my work without some endorsement from people that are more senior than me, because that will get people to sit up and think. If they've not thought of it before, it will support people to start thinking about this. And I think I started my role in November 2020. So George Floyd had happened, Sarah Everard, Sabina Nessa, COVID-19 and the impacts and the disproportionate impacts on people with learning disability, people with comorbidities who sometimes it felt like were being spoken about. X number of people died, but however many had comorbidities. So that's kind of all right, isn't it? Actually, no, it wasn't all right. And I think things like that, the impact on older adults and on children, the impact on those people that experience more social disadvantage, focused our minds as well. And also the cost of living crisis which we're living through now. I think, again, who is worst impacted by the cost of living crisis, and who's able to ride it out a bit more comfortably. And we did it as well because it's just the right thing to do. So that's the why. Opportunities and benefits. They're a legion, and I could talk about this forever, but I think one of the opportunities and benefits from this work is that you actually acknowledge the elephants that are in the room, the things that you perhaps kind of know are issues but don't front up and don't properly acknowledge. And I think it's important to understand. One of the things I used to say quite early on in my role was, people hear silence and they see the silence and they feel it. And when you're from a minoritized background, that is painful, actually. And so it's allowed us to start bringing some of that to the surface and actually trying to do something about what we see and what we know. Other benefits are that people feel more seen, they feel more valued, they seem more heard, they feel accepted. I think it validates people's experience. It offers an opportunity, as I've said already, for personal and collective growth. It supports a more resilient and motivated workforce. It enables practitioners and others to do better work with citizens. And leading on from what Graham was saying, I think it is really important that, you know, it's not just regulated professionals that do social care. There are a whole number of people that do social care, and some of the people that are, you know, in the really entry level roles, what is their experience? How challenging might walking into some situations be for them? What support are we creating for them? I think we need to consider everyone in the work that we do on diversity and inclusion. I'll use that shorthand. I think it helps us benefit from the different perspectives and insights and experiences of people. I've said this already, but we uncover hidden truths, and it does provide an opportunity to address issues. I think as well, hopefully over time, it supports us to better reflect our communities and better engage with our communities and acknowledge that people are out there. Quite often, one of the terms that I've heard is hard to reach, and one of the things I reflected on, particularly during COVID-19, we started really trying to reach out to those people that we say are hard to reach, because we saw that there was collective benefit in making sure people were vaccinated, in making sure homeless people were housed. So they're not that hard to reach, they're there, we see them, but whether we engage with them and whether we respond to them and whether we really seek to work with them is another question, I think. It enables us to do some focused work with clear purpose and clear objectives, because this, as I've said already, it doesn't happen by accident. We actually need to have intent, we actually need to do the work, and it is work. And it can feel challenging, and it can feel that you're not making the progress you would want to make, but we still need to do it. And I think as well, it can give us an opportunity to improve the work that's done across departmental and organisational services and systems. So those are the pros of the work. Some of the challenges and the risks, because I think it's really important that we acknowledge those as well. So I think one of the facts about the work is that we're all at different places in terms of our acknowledgement, of our acceptance and our readiness to do the change. Whether we're ready to do that individual growth and collective growth and challenge what we think is normal. It may feel like something extra. I have to think of this additional thing. It should be embedded, it should be about everything we do, but it often doesn't feel like that. I think some people might be fearful about what might happen through all of this work. Some people might feel sceptical about the intent or about whether we'll actually achieve what we hope we will achieve. I work in a big department. There are about 2,500 people in adult social care in Hertfordshire. So how do I reach all of those people? How can I make a difference for all of those people? How can I understand what those people need and want? I think there's a challenge in maintaining momentum and interest. And I think we may find things out that, you know, are really challenging, really difficult, and then we have to try and make a change, and how do we do that? So those are some of the challenges and risks. There are more, but I only have a little bit of time, so I've got to go through those fairly quickly. So I want to talk about some positives in terms of examples of what we've done in Hertfordshire or are doing. So we are part of the social care workforce rated